Hello, happy Wednesday. Jennifer here, coach, speaker, and host. The three things I do the most. How is your week going? It's hump day. I like to say that. I don't know. I remember the first time I learned about hump day, I thought it was kind of an interesting expression. I still giggle sometimes when I learn new English expression. But today I wanted to talk about, all those strengths that we overglorify sometimes in terms of strength in our colleagues. A lot of the thing that I do with my clients is basically helping them deal with colleagues, employee, and bosses. And in every single case, I don't remember coaching anyone where I didn't do that. In every single case, everybody has that one person they just cannot deal with, that they just cannot stand, and they are all up in arms like, what am I doing with this person? How do I deal with that? And it's disruptive, right? Like we all have, like even you, like every single one of us, we all can think of someone that we're working with that we rather not, or that we have to, and we're like, I don't want to be working with this person, or how do I deal with this? So one of the things I do is I help people dealing with those sort of things, because of course we cannot change anyone, right? We have no power of changing anyone, but we can change our own response to them. But one of the things that I really love discovering when I work with how to deal with other people is how you are perceiving that person. And that's really important to know. Like for me, I want to know how you perceive it, why you perceive it that way, and what does it make it mean about yourself. So then I can help you uncover what will help you dealing with that person. But a lot of times, how you perceive that person will be perceived the same way by other people. And that's why 360's assessment exists. But here it's not necessarily the case, because I want to talk about the over-glorifying strengths. So in one particular case, I'm working with this person, and I'm asking, like, how do you perceive your colleague that you can't deal with? And, they say, oh, like, they're really like disruptive. They ask things for tomorrow, and it's like ridiculous, and they're just like pushy and demanding, and this and this and that. And I like to get curious. So I ask, like, what do you think is their biggest strength? Like, why do you think they're in this position? It's like, well, they're really good at execution. Even though that would be true, in that case, what I'm seeing, because I look at the perspective of the one person, but I also look at the whole big picture. Like, how is being execution over glorifying that situation? Because what it does is, like, they're keeping that person in that role because they make things happen. So that's basically what they're saying. And making things happen is a strength, because as a leader, our role is to make things happen. However, what I see a lot is making things happen becomes very disruptive when you're just throwing information and asking for things left and right without any sort of structure, and just expecting that you're doing it because you're asking for it. That's a very top-down mentality. And, it's maybe effective in a short term, but long term, your team becomes really exhausted of responding to somebody like that. And of course, in my role, I never recommend to fire anyone, because that's not my role. Generally people know when it's time to fire somebody. Like, they don't need my opinion for that. And it's just really interesting how certain strengths are over glorified, and it actually takes a toll on the rest of the team, because somebody who keeps pushing for things and make things happen is not really looking at, okay, who are they talking to? How is the rest of my team responding to that? And what can I do about it? Or how can we collaborate so I don't have my team or people that I'm working with, because also, like, when we work in matrix organization, that's different people we're working with, that everybody has their tongues on the floor. So, think about that. Think about the people you're dealing with, and what are certain strengths that we're actually over glorifying because it just contributes at making things happen. Is it worthy? Is it worthy of our time? Is it worthy of a team? Is it that valuable of a skill to keep the status quo that way? So think about that. Think about, in your own world, like, who is the hardest person you ever dealt with, and you feel that they were kept in their role in a position because they were making things happen, but it was a strength that was over glorified, and it was just putting the whole team in a tizzy. So think about that. Share your stories in the comments below, or give it a little like if you resonate with that. And on that note, I will wish you a great Wednesday, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.